I want you guys to sit back and think about all the heralds or minions Galactus has had or has. Like, for example, you know, one of the more famous ones being the Silver Surfer himself. The reason why Silver Surfer is strong is because of Galactus. He can power up Silver Surfer, depower him at will. Like, he got him on lock. His energy blast can one-shot Silver Surfer. So just like how his heralds like Silver Surfer can catch literal stars on their back, Galactus can do all of this but better. He's the one that gave Silver Surfer his power in the first place. And it's a little piece of Galactus' power. I mean, we've literally seen Galactus himself get big as a freaking sun, meaning he can get way larger than planets like Earth. It's terrifying thinking about somebody getting this freaking big, but that's Galactus. Throwing a moon and blowing it up in Galactus' face ain't gonna do nothing like the time Silver Surfer tried it. Galactus moved an entire planet across the universe somewhere else, like teleportation style. Like what? Galactus has enough energy, stated by beings like the Watcher himself, to have enough energy to shatter a planet. We actually see him shatter half a world with a blast. Matter of fact, when Galactus first emerged, he not only destroyed a whole fleet of ships, but he also destroyed this planet. Of course, this planet destruction type stuff gets worse because we actually see him fight actual living sentient planets, like Ego, for example, very powerful being that's even stronger than planets, even though he's the size of them. It's narrated that his blast can strike with the fire of 1,000 suns. It's narrated that Galactus has destroyed suns, aka more than one sun. He can casually sit inside a star that's exploding, supernovas, just to show his durability is just as insane as his blast power. I mean, literally 2 stars go out in his presence, implied he can manipulate the stars, absorb it, etc. It's shown he can feed on stars, and the stars themselves can give him energy. His ship and things like that, Galactus nature type things, can withstand pressure that would have destroyed stars in this galaxy. He's fed off of meteor impacts that released enough energy to bathe the solar system because he feeds. We're talking about a guy that has ships that are as big as the solar system. He can stagnate the gravitational pull of a black hole. Matter of fact, Galactus got so much power, if he entered a black hole, he would accidentally destroy the black hole. Black holes, which are collapsed stars and stuff. I mean, you know he can power grant or power bestow because look at all the heralds he got. So you already know that. He's able to casually give characters, other characters that are not durable enough to withstand black holes, the durability or energy around them to shield them from black holes to where they can survive in the black hole. He can just casually give away this kind of energy with low effort. And this isn't one of his heralds either. Imagine how much power he gives his heralds. He can just give away this kind of power with ease. Galactus can blast with such a wide radius that they can cover 3 star systems. He can create blasts that can wipe out our entire solar system with laughable ease with his energy. Like, yo, look how these planets are getting encompassed. It makes sense. He's constantly strong enough to handle his own heralds like Silver Surfer. Don't forget, Silver Surfer level beings' powers is called too universal. They can destroy a galaxy. We've seen Silver Surfer blast with so much force that their energy encompasses an entire galaxy. So it's not really an exaggeration. Silver Surfer level beings have the durability to where they can survive in exploding galaxies, which is Galactus' herald, who he's way above. I mean, lower end powerhouses in Marvel can destroy galaxies. Why wouldn't Galactus be able to? Not to mention beings like Galactus has made beings like Tyrant, beings that can shatter whole galaxies. So it adds up with the Silver Surfer stuff. Not to mention he's boxed it with Tyrant. And it's narrated they've destroyed entire galaxies in their fight. I mean, he has devices that can convert galaxies into energy so he can feed. I want you guys to remember that one galaxy is like billions of solar systems, and these characters are casually, during their fights, destroying multiple galaxies as collateral of them just freaking battling. Those are some wide blasts that they're producing to destroy galaxies as collateral. Apparently, even Galactus can consume in a whole demonic dimension or universe. It was this occasion with Mephisto. It appeared as if Galactus was going to absorb the entire dimension, Mephisto's hell universe. For the most part, you know, his power varies depending on his hunger or, you know, how much energy he has from certain planets or whatever. Generally, he's considered above like the Skyfathers, who are above your herald tier beings. Like Silver Surfer's a herald tier, Odin, and Skyfathers usually would be considered above that. Galactus would be in the same category with Celestials. We have seen All Fathers like Odin box with Galactus though, with Galactus covering a lot faster than the Asgardian. Odin views Galactus like a big threat. Skyfathers, this high end, called him the strongest in all of time and space. This is high praise considering how much blast power Odin has. He has the kind of blast power that can make massive shockwaves which ripple across every plane of reality. Not more than one universe, but every universe. Odin is a being that can cause upheaval that can tear the very fabric of the multiverse. Like, yeah, destroying galaxies, stars, all that stuff too. Every plane of existence is feeling their fight. Like, these are the kind of beings that Galactus has to take hits from. Odin is giving him high praise. Skyfathers like this. And when we see Odin and Galactus fight, especially when Galactus is decently fed, Odin pretty much has to burn himself himself out just to knock a little bit of his mask off, just for Galactus to recover instantly. So let you know, even Skyfathers have mad issues with this guy. They say he rivals Odin, but it seems like every encounter seems like he always gets the upper hand over him, which is something to think about. Beings that can rip the very fabric of the multiverse, Skyfather tier beings, have to burn themselves out just to stagger Galactus, just for him to recover instantly. Because his blast power, punching power, and all that stuff go along with his durability as well. How many characters do you know can treat Thanos like this? Even Skyfathers have issues with Thanos, without no Infinity Gauntlet, by the way. As powerful as the Watcher is, he stated Galactus is a match for him. Just to keep in mind that two Watchers battling each other can wage war across infinite rivers of reality. What does this say about Galactus' might if he can match the Watcher? Him battling with super high-end beings can threaten to destroy the entire universe. One of the smartest men in the universe say there's nothing in the known universe that can stop him from feeding. I mean, he's fought powerful beings like Dormammu and Satanish. He absorbed or assimilated Dormammu in his very being. And the same thing for beings like Satanish, he assimilated or absorbed into his very being. This is actually crazy when you think about Dormammu has always been a threat for the Celestials, higher dimensional cosmic beings, space gods, basically. Just to give you an understanding of the kind of power we're talking about, y'all, beings like Satanish battling Mephisto, just as the collateral of them fighting each other, beams clashing with each other. They threaten to rip the dimension apart into psychic shreds, and they threaten to destroy more than one universe, the earthly realm and this mystical realm. So this is why Galactus doing this to Dormammu and Satanish is absurd. Speaking of the Celestials, let me get on them right quick. Galactus can win against Celestials, and Celestials can win against Galactus. I don't want to make it seem like he can't lose to him, but the fact that he one-shot murked the Celestial here shows his level of power, and Dormammu is usually a threat to Celestial too. You see Galactus directly fight a Celestial, so it adds up. Matching Celestials is ridiculous considering Celestials are aspects across the multiverse that exist as the same being simultaneously. These are higher dimensional, multi-dimensional type beings that created the multiverse itself. Now you see why Galactus busting one of these things up is absurdity. It's even talked about they returned to the universe which they crafted millennia ago. Word to the wise, never give Galactus actually time to feed, especially if he knows he's about to fight somebody powerful, because he will purposely eat like a 4 world to get super duper energized more than normal to prepare. Like, I'm talking about being so powerful to where he gets jumped by more than one Celestial and it holds his own and bodies one in the mist. That it got so bad the only way they could take on Galactus is to pretty much do the fusion technique, fuse into one being, one super Celestial, and that's how they actually got a W on Galactus. It took all of this. See, he's a higher dimensional being. Like, the visuals we see at Galactus is just for basically entertainment because he has no dimensions, apparently, no boundaries. He's narrated to be one of the cosmic abstracts of our universe. The Watcher, somebody that would know, he is one of the abstracts who embodies all sentience. Each race sees Galactus differently, like you see the different images. He's not a being in the physical sense. He's a force of nature. Each mind that views him struggles at best to perceive. There's even comics that depict him to be pure energy looking, just in armor. I mean, it's kind of implied when he first met the Watcher here on how he kind of looked like just straight up energy. There's even times they call him an omnipotent creature beyond form, described as an entity beyond time and space. The two opposing forces, death and eternity, other abstract concept type beings, don't hold any weight over Galactus because he comes from a previous utterly unknowable universe. He does transcend our reality. He transcends death and eternity. They pretty much talk about what Galactus represents. He's like the alien and unpredictable force. Because Galactus is kind of complicated. He's neither good nor evil. He's known as the alien. Hopefully I'm still not sounding Chinese to y'all, but since he's a higher dimensional being, the rules of our reality kind of bend in his presence. Like, sometimes reality just distorts. Like, it's implied he's a reality warper just from him being near. I mean, you know Galactus is powerful when, you know, characters be stealing people's powers. Dr. Doom is always stealing people's powers. When he stole Galactus' power, he was saying everything he was thinking of was becoming reality. That lets you know the vast might of Galactus. I mean, it's straight up stated that Galactus has a similar soul to eternity and infinities beyond the soul gem's power. So throughout his adventures, you know, Galactus is always hungry. It's like a curse. So the heroes devised a plan. Instead of fighting him, why don't we push him into the cosmic incubator? It allowed him to instead be hungry all the time. He came out of it a lot differently. Instead of being the destroyer, he was the lifebringer. So everything I've already told you about Galactus so far, just imagine all of that on steroids in his lifebringer form. He's stronger than ever. But he can also do extra stuff like actually bring life, making a fast-growing ecosystem. He still does the natural stuff like fighting actual living planets like Ego. it's proven he can still box with celestial tier beings. So all this raw destructive multiverse ending power that I talked about earlier, he should be able to do all that stuff in this state too. He's able to exist in spaces outside of everything, outside the multiverse. Or you can say outside the omniverse. He can make a shield around the characters that we love so they can survive too. In places they aren't supposed to be able to survive or live. He was able to tear a hole in the no space between reality and nothingness. He's able to perceive reality at the highest level, where signifier and signified become one, where metaphor and reality meet. Superflow, the higher space of dreams and visions. This is a higher dimensional plane, living tribunal. Like, look what he's doing to these cosmic beings, these higher dimensional kind of beings. It's these beings known as chaos and order. We see him boxing. He's such on a higher plane. He's literally going on missions for the omniverse or the multiverse or the universe itself. Eternity wanted him to figure out who chained him up and stuff. Like, yeah. But I guess you can call this kind of a temporary power, because he did end up devouring a planet as lifebringer still. This kind of messed up his lifebringer power-up crap, and now he must hunger again. So now he's back to the normal him again. You know they can't keep him like this. So there was this being known as the Black Winter that destroyed Galactus' original universe that was coming for this universe. Galactus knew it, so Galactus said, I need to prep by getting powered up from these 5 different enchanted planets. So that's exactly what we see Galactus do. When it comes to this one planet, we see him absorb 3 more planets to get more powered up for the Black Winter. And we see the 5th planet get absorbed so they can get ready to fight the Black Winter. There's implications that his new power up by consuming these enchanted planets is even above himself when he was golden and in the Lifebringer state, which is saying a lot. No, Galactus literally said it himself. See, when it comes to the Black Winter, there's been different universes or multiverses. You know, we know the main one as Eternity, but there was other ones before it. This Black Winter destroyed. You can say this is a team effort, but Thor and Galactus, the energy within Galactus was used as a last resort to take out the Black Winter here, because it was stated, burning with him the full might of the immeasurable power cosmic, the bleeding life of a universal constant, the energy of 100,000 devoured worlds, all of it unleashed at once, and kind of like a suicide bomb type of thing, to mess up the Black Winter. For the Black Winter to destroy the previous iteration of the universe or multiverse itself, that's insane, because Eternity itself, or just different universes, they're dubbed in different things. They call them multiverses at times, and there's been plenty of other universes before Eternity. There's even times when they dubbed the universe an omniverse itself. And the Black Winter apparently destroyed the previous omniverse or multiverse, either or. Oh man. Galactus's energy is what helped Thor take out the Black Winter, the totality of it. This being known as the Black Winter was known as the All Death. He's a being that came after the second cosmos, you know, because there was a first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Sure, maybe he's not always at these levels of power, but when he had those enchanted planets, all 5 of those, you could argue he was possibly near them omniversal levels if we assume Eternity is literally an omniverse, like the comic calls them. But this could be just me. Matter of fact, it's stated that Galactus merged with the dying heart of the 6th omniverse, and that's how he was even born in the first place. They're using terms like omniverse on more than one occasion. You're probably thinking, oh no, Galactus, he's gone for good. Well, not exactly. They had to find a way to resurrect him. He ended up becoming this being known as Destruction because comics. Galactus ends up being fully reborn like we're used to. Oh, Galactus is crazy strong if you made it this point in the video. Well, let's look back at his origin real quick, how he even got this crazy. Believe it or not, in the Marvel universe, or you could say the Marvel multiverse, there's more than one universe that exists in the Marvel multiverse, of course. Did you know there was a previous universe that existed before the universe that we call our main universe? See, Galactus, before he became Galactus, was technically a scientist in this other universe before it had died, because he was from this planet that was pretty scientific. He was pretty smart himself, but they realized that their planet or their universe was doomed. It was on the brink. And tragically, he's technically the only survivor of this previous universe, which is kind of depressing when you think about it. And this is part of the reason why, which you've seen throughout this video, why he's so ridiculously mighty. Let's just say he merges with the sentience of the universe. And because of this, he was reborn after the Big Bang, and that's how he became Galactus. This is where high beings like the Watcher is watching, like he always is. Of course, he's not interfering. Galactus awakens with his ridiculous hunger. The Watcher notices that he must live, but galaxies must die because he must feed. Now Galactus is in his craft with his powers and stuff. He made a unique bodysuit that can help regulate his awesome energies, transformed his ship into a chamber which he could rest and grow until he matured. Within his silent incubator, he drifted for countless centuries. His incubator was just kind of floating around the planet. This planet he just happened to stumble across, started shooting at him, and that's when they found out the hard way his incubation period has ended. Galactus lives. All this hunger he's been feeling, he's talking about he will feed. And this just so happens to be the first planet he decided to feast on. And he goes on to do a lot of different adventures and stuff. He's one of the most versatile characters, as you can tell at this point in the video, obviously. So yeah, he can regenerate real good. He can do psionic, telepathic type stuff like going in your head, can resist mind control, can heal, replenish, rejuvenate others. He can do crazy transmutation, even if you're a higher end character like Terex, for example. Turn him into a worm and then turn him back. That's how he can project clouds or smoke. Can teleport himself and others to his ship if he wants to. Can battlefield remove you and send you to other points in time. Can use elements like ice. Can summon water, wind. He can build his planet-eating machines out of basically anything. And just to make it easy for you all to understand, he can basically do any power you can think of based on his near infinite power he got. So basically, anytime when you see a lower tier Herald tier give him issues, I'm pretty sure he's either starving, nowhere near his full power, not fully fed. That's a plot convenience because if he was always at his full power, he would be walking around at eternity level. Nobody would hardly even be able to challenge him. That's why he's always yelling around, hunger, hunger. He's starving all the time. What are you supposed to do against a guy to where even mind control stuff don't work on him? He's fast enough to travel across the universe at unbelievable speed. Powerhouses like the Thing, he doesn't even feel his punches. He's gotten a beam struggle with the Phoenix. He can blast holes through Red Hulk tier beings. Galactus is a man composed of cosmic energies that physics don't normally apply to. I personally think this grid kind of undersells him, but I guess it's kind of accurate because he's never usually fully fed. But if he was like at his full power, he would be up here basically. But normally he kind of lingers around this range for plot purposes, so he won't be too overpowered. He's still an insane threat. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks for the donations. Galactus is insane, y'all. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.